My driving question is, how did J.J. Watt have an impact on the Houston Texans? Justin James Watt was born on March 22nd, 1981 in Washahasie, Wisconsin. He was born to parents Connie, a building operations vice president, and John Watt, a firefighter. He had two brothers, Derek, who played as an NFL quarterback for the San Diego Chargers. His younger brother, TJ, was a student and football player at the University of Wisconsin. JJ Watt played hockey from age 4 to 13, but his football soon took over and his true love. He appeared in the paper when he was 17. He asked who was his favorite football player. Below the picture of the two-headed Watt was his answer, Reggie White. He was a great football player. They played a great game. He said he developed his love of football in 5th grade. JJ's father worked 24-hour shifts, 11 days of the month as a firefighter. One day when he was at work, when he wasn't at work, he would be outside with JJ and his brothers. Derek and TJ were tossing a football or playing catch. When I have kids, I will try to model everything I would do after my parents. They drove me all over the country playing sports. They also harped on me to be a great student.
Your mother really had her hands full, I guess, huh?
Yeah, we had. That's why we're so grateful. I mean, my mom, she was unbelievable. So between her and my dad, we have a hot breakfast every morning. You know, we go to school and then we come home and we have 2 dinners every single night. So there's like a 4:30 dinner, and then you swing it back around for like the 6:30 dinner, and then maybe a little snack before bedtime. Usually go through probably about a gallon of milk a day between us. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Paul Bunyan or something.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really help my like corn-fed Wisconsin stereotype whatsoever.
And yet, as big as you are, you're a very nimble guy. In fact, this is a video that went viral.
Hi, my name is Callie, and today I'm going to teach y'all the history of volleyball and how to play it. When it was made and cool facts about it. Volleyball was created in 1895 by William G. Morgan. He originally named it Mintonette. As we know now, it's called volleyball. William had the idea after he graduated Springfield College of the YMCA. He would design the game volleyball to be a combination of basketball, baseball, tennis, and ping pong. Volleyball was first made in Holyoke, Massachusetts in America. And the first game of volleyball was played on July 7, 1896 at Springfield College. How to play volleyball. Volleyball is played by 2 teams of 6 players on a court divided by a net. The object of the game is to send the ball over the net so the other team cannot return the ball. You can only hit the ball 3 times to try to make it over the net. One player cannot hit the ball 2 times in a row. The goal is to try to get 25 points to win. You have to win 2 out of 3 sets to win the entire match.
I did my passion project on Kyrie Irving. My driving question is, who is Kyrie Irving and what's his impact on basketball? I chose this topic because Kyrie Irving is my favorite player. Hope you guys enjoyed my presentation on Kyrie Irving. And the Warriors still blew a 3-1 lead. Kyrie Irving is an all-star basketball player for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was born March 23rd, 1992 in Melbourne, Australia. He moved to America at age 2. He grew up in West Orange, New Jersey. Kyrie could dribble a basketball at 13 months old, At age 4, he could routinely make a goal in an official NBA size hoop, which is 10 feet tall. At age 6, he could sink a left-handed layup. His dad used to make him do all kinds of drills the NBA players do. Kyrie used to dribble the ball with plastic wrap around it. I was reading about it, and it said it helped with his ball control. As a teen, he played baseball and was a skater. Kyrie went to St. Patrick High School. Before that, as a freshman, he went somewhere else because he needed a bigger challenge. Kyrie went to St. Patrick High. Irving was so good, he joined a select team with all of the best high school players. Then he went to play college basketball at Duke University. Duke is one of the most high-producing basketball colleges in the nation. As a freshman, first year in college or high school, he got injured and missed 26 straight games due to a right toe injury. Before that, he started 11 games he played 11 games with 8 starts. Later on in college, he joined the NBA draft year 2011. Kyrie was the number 1 overall draft pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kyrie was drafted number 1 overall in the 2011 NBA draft. In his rookie year, he won the Rookie of the Year award. On the season, he averaged 18.5 points per game, 5.9 assists per game, and 3.3 rebounds per game. Kyrie has spent almost exactly 4 years, including him getting hurt in the 2014-2015 NBA Finals and him being 3/4 of the 2016-2017 season. In 2013-2014, he found himself being a starting point guard for the East All-Stars. In 2014-2015, he went to the NBA Finals but got hurt in the middle of the 7 games.
Select Kyrie Irving from Duke University.
The Yale in the building. Oh, I'm in the zone, man. Yeah. Now tell me who could stop me. I'm in the zone. Competition's none in a league of my own. All about the W. I'ma bring it home when it's over with. I'ma be the king of the throne. Now who could stop me? I'm in the zone. Competition's none in a league of my own. All about the W. I'ma bring it home when it's over with. I'ma be the king of the throne. I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone. The competition way. Tell them let's get it on.
Hi, my name is Grayson, and I'm going to tell you about the similar and differences between identical fraternal twins. I became passionate about this because I am a twin, and I have twin cousins too. One of the biggest misunderstandings about twins is the distinction between identical and fraternal twins. The 2011 study showed that the highest rates of twinning were found in Central African populations, with country of Benin producing the most twins. Asia and Latin America had the lowest rates of twinning. 32 out of 1,000 are twins. Identical twins. Many people assume that being identical is an inherited part of being twins, that twins should look and act alike. You may be surprised to learn that identical are actually only represented about 1/3 of all twins. The correct term for identical is monozygotic. Identical twins are always the same gender like boy, and girl twins. Identical twins may look remarkably similar and may be difficult to tell them apart. Fraternal twins. Fraternal twins may also be called multizygotic. The similarity between fraternal twins is about 50%. They may look alike or not, just like any sisters or brothers. They can be girls, boys, or one of each. Fraternal twins are the most common form of twins, representing about 2/3 of all twins. Fraternal twins can run in the family. Most twins are fraternal, meaning that while they are born at the same time, they are only as similar as one other pair of siblings. Here's a question I had. Can boy-girl twins be identical? No, the term identical and fraternal don't describe what the twins look like, but actually how they are formed. Here is a video. That's me and Gavin. That's me, Gavin, Cruz and Kaysen, and that's Cruz and Kaysen.
Hello, my driving question is, what is the history of Facebook and why is it so appealing to others? So who knows about the app Facebook? That's why it's so popular. If you're younger than 13, you shouldn't have Facebook because the terms are you have to be 13 years or older to create an account. If not, that's a violation, but I'm pretty sure most of your parents have Facebook, including mine. Messenger is a feature on Facebook that allows you to message and call or video chat. You can also create a group chat with Messenger. Facebook was first made for Harvard students only. Facebook has been gaining market share and more significantly a supportive user base. Once it was created, Facebook and its core ideas spread across the rooms of Harvard where it was very well received. Soon it was extended to Stanford and Yale where, like Harvard, it was widely endorsed. In August 2005, the Facebook was officially called Facebook, and the domain facebook.com was purchased for a reported $200,000. Mark Zuckerberg almost was expelled for violating privacy of students from Harvard. According to an internal September 2005 survey, approximately 85% of the students in the supported colleges had a Facebook account, with 60% of them logging in daily. Another 2005 survey said 90% of all undergraduates in the U.S. use either Facebook or MySpace regularly. In a detailed questionnaire analysis by Chris Roberts.
Hi, my name is Bailey, and I'm doing my passion project on card tricks because I found a great interest in trying to figure them out. So let's get into it. Playing cards started off what we now are known for as tarot cards, now used by palm readers, witches, and other fortune tellers who practice in black magic and magic. The mystery of playing cards is that we don't know exactly who invented them. David Blaine, born April 4, 1973, he is best known for his high-profile feats of endurance and has set and broken several world records. Vernon made his home in the Magic Circle in New York, which was basically the back of an old magic shop and had perhaps the best and most famous card magicians in the world at the time. As its resident, Dave Vernon spent most of his life traveling all over the United States of America looking for card cheats and anyone who might know anything about sleight of hand with cards. And now, can I please have my participants, Grayson and Chris? Okay. So now I have King, Queen, Jack, and Ace, and 4 rows. Now I'm just going to pick them up, and one of y'all can cut the deck. Okay, so you're going to pull from the top to the bottom 3 times. Okay. Yes, but you can put as many other cards as you want up. Okay, so I'm going to lay them out, and then they should all come out together. It should be all the kings together, queens together, jacks together, and aces together.
what the UFO looks like. A UFO has a pattern on its side of green and red, sort of like Christmas. It's pretty cool. What do? UFOs have a sort of tractor beam that they can use to pick things up and pull them back to the UFO. Some people have said that they've seen cows get sucked up by the tractor beam. I honestly don't believe this, but if it is true, they must eat a ton of hamburger. Also, if it is true, I'm kind of jealous. I love hamburgers. Humans being abducted. Some humans have said that they have been abducted by that tractor beam thing. Some have even said that they have been probed. Being probed is something that aliens might do to gather information about the humans on Earth. Because they live so far away, they barely know anything about us. Story time. A very popular abduction story is when a man and his wife were simply on a road trip when all of a sudden their radio went insane. Afterwards, they found themselves in a strange room strapped to a white table-like structure with whitish-grayish creatures. It was trying to insert something into them, maybe a tracking device. A little bit later, after that, they found themselves in their car asleep. They figured they must have been dreaming. They started driving, but saw that the time had gone backwards. They were incredibly scared. Then they went to the police, but they really didn't care. To this day, those people are still horrified by the thought of going up that road. They're afraid that may happen again.
My name is Caleb, and today my drama question is, can I teach the class about virtual reality? Virtual reality interests me when I got a pair of virtual reality goggles as a gift for Christmas. Some of you may be asking yourself, what is virtual reality? I have a video that I'm going to show you about. Technology that tricks your brain into thinking you're in a 3D world. You can use 4 out of 5 of your senses, including sight, hearing, touch, and sometimes even smell. In Austin, Texas, there is a virtual reality room center. You sit in a chair with goggles on that allow you to see a 3D video of a car crash as if you were in an actual accident. And the aroma of the engine burning and tires deflating starts to come out at the walls, making the experience as real as it's possible. Virtual reality is even used in the medical field. Robotic surgeons using the actual human body when performance. Surgeries it is also used in our military training and practice shooting. This is the closest technology used for the military too. I studied my virtual reality facts from Wikipedia, VRTimes.com, and VRGames4.com.
My name is Tyson, and I would like to explain why I'm really interested in the Navy. My great-grandpa was in the Navy from December 1965 until February 1970. He served in the Vietnam War. He was on Admiral Zumwalt's staff for 13 months. After leaving Admiral Zumwalt's staff, he went to Signal School for 6 weeks. If you have ever watched a Navy War movie, you will see flashing lights blinking the Morse code. That's what my great-grandpa's job was. They also signaled with handheld flags, and this was called semaphores. During his enlistment, he visited many interesting ports, including Hawaii, Wake, Guam, and Midway, all of which were major battle scenes during the World War II. Other ports of call included Tokyo, Sasebo, Yokohama, Australia, Hong Kong, Honshu, Pago Pago, Manila, which is in the Philippines, and Tupor on the island nation of Taiwan. My great-grandpa told me that the biggest honor he experienced during his service was being in charge of the honor guard that raised and lowered the U.S. flag on the USS Arizona Memorial. The Arizona was sank on December the 7th, 1941 by the Japanese. 1,177 sailors are still entombed in their ship this day. Every year, some of the survivors who die are allowed to join their shipmate on their ship. Their ashes are lowered into the ship in a very sober ceremony. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Second Class Petty Officer Micah Rowe.
You look excited.
Like the like airplanes and stuff.
Close. I do have these wings right here represent that I was qualified in aviation and basically have a little bit of an idea about everything about airplanes. Go ahead.
You were on the ships?
I was on the ships. Anybody want to guess what kind of ship?
A battleship.
Close. A little bit bigger. Has planes on it.
I know.
Oh,
Yes, it is a warship.
is it, never mind.
You had it. What is it?
Carrier?
Carrier. Yes, carrier. I spent the last 5 years, I've been in 7 years now, since 2010. I graduated high school in 2009, so I'm slowly getting older. I spent 5 years on the aircraft carrier USS George H.W. Bush, and I was in charge of the mechanical equipment that launched fighter jets. So I had fighter jets and airplanes flying over my head pretty much all day from 6 o'clock in the morning till midnight, whenever flight ops was over. In my time in, I got to go to a bunch of different countries, just like he's traveled all over the world. I've been to Italy, I've been to Spain, I've been to Dubai, Greece, Turkey, Yemen, Oman, and about 5 other places that I can't even think of. So my time in the Navy has been awesome. I've got to travel and see some things. I got to ride a camel in Bahrain in the deserts. 2,000 women on our ship now. It used to be 0, but now there's women allowed in the military and doing the same exact job that I'm doing. I had at least 6 girls that work for me, and they work just as hard as we do. So
there's a place for women in the Navy.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
How many people do you read?
I think last time I took an advancement exam, I competed against 17,000 other people in my job. So there's a lot of people out there. Yeah. Go ahead.
Did anybody attack your ship?
I haven't been attacked. No. Right now, I don't know if you guys watch the news or your parents talk to you about what's going on right now in Syria and all that stuff. Yeah. So the carrier that's over there right now, that Trump sent over there right now, is the ship that I just left. So they're the ones that are over there right now handling the situation.
Hi, my name is Ryan, and my driving question is, how did Peyton Manning impact football? Peyton Manning was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, March 24, 1976. He comes from football royalty. His dad, Archie Manning, was an NFL quarterback, and his brother, Eli Manning, is a quarterback for the New York Giants. After Peyton Manning graduated high school, he went to play college football for the University of Tennessee. 1998, he was drafted first pick to play for the NFL Indianapolis Colts. Over the next 13 years, Manning became the game's best QB while playing for the Colts team that contended for the NFL's top record. Manning led the team to 8 division championships, 2 AFC championships, and 1 Super Bowl title. Manning won his first MVP award in 2003 and later earned the same award 3 more times in 2004 and 2008 and 2009. This made him the first NFL player ever to achieve that award. He is the fastest player to pass 50,000 career yards and 40,000 completions. In 2011, the Colts signed Manning to a 5-year, $90 million contract after discussions in which he made it clear that he did not need to be the highest paid player in the NFL. The Colts released Manning in 2012 after he underwent neck surgery to lessen neck pain and arm weakness. The Denver Broncos signed him that same year. In 2013, Manning set the record for most touchdown passes in the first 3 games of the season after throwing 12, and he finished the regular season with 55 touchdown passes in addition to throwing for a league record. Here's another fun fact, he founded his charity, the Payback Foundation, to help disadvantaged kids in his home state of Louisiana, as well as Colorado, Tennessee, and Indiana, representing all the states he played during his career.
Hi, my name is Casey, and my driving question was, can I teach the class some interesting facts about pandas? So let's get started. Now, my first interesting fact is that pandas can eat up to about 40 pounds a day of bamboo. And they don't just eat bamboo, they actually eat different types of berries that grow on the trees and the different bushes in the bamboo forest of China, which is where they live and they usually inhabit. And they're very shy and they don't usually venture far from their home or close to where people stay or live. And they're also very endangered. So that's why, they're very popular in China and stuff, because the Chinese used to have them as pets, actually, because of how territorial they are and how, they don't like people that they don't know or anything, and that also goes along with how they're shy. And whenever they were pets and stuff, the Chinese had them, and they can only live up to about 10 years or so, maybe longer. There is pandas that have lived up to 24 years, and that's 40 years is the oldest living panda that there was. And so they died very quickly just because they don't really adapt very well to different habitats. They usually just stay in their usual habitat because they don't venture far from where they live. So, and pandas live in tall grass areas and that have a lot of trees in it. So, and most of the time it's rainy and foggy and gloomy there because they're not, with all their fur, it keeps them hot during the winter. So, and you would think that panda bears with all their fur would be soft, but their fur is actually very frizzy and hard and scratchy because how it gets wet and it doesn't get washed or anything, it just dries like that. So it gets very frizzy, and they have all the sticky stuff from the bamboo that comes out of it on their fur. And when they eat bamboo, they'll actually break it with their claws and their paws, and they have a small thumb, actually. It's not very big. It's kind of like dogs that have tails that are like nubs. That's about how big their thumb is. And they use that thumb to break inside of it, and then they tear it with their teeth in strips to eat it because they don't just break it off.
My driving question is, can I teach a class about dry ice and can I do 3 science experiments? Adrian Tillorier discovered dry ice in 1835. He discovered it by spraying liquid carbon dioxide in a glass tube and it became a solid, and that solid is dry ice. Dry ice can be very dangerous if you don't have the right equipment. Dry ice is very cold. It is negative 109 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 78 degrees Celsius. Dry ice can be used for keeping things cold and transplanting human organs to places. You cannot use dry ice in small or non-well ventilated areas. And so let's get started. So my first experiment is going to be a big dry ice bowl. So you first you get water. Once it gets to the top, I'll show you. Growing. Then once it gets to the top, you just get some and then you
It grows so quickly. I want to do that.
Just hold it. It's like a little brain. That's why I got this little hole.
Riley, and my driving question is what's the history of pearls and how they are made? So let's get to it. A pearl is a hard object produced within the soft tissue. In the past 2 decades, cultured pearls have been produced using larger oysters in the South Pacific and Indian Ocean. The largest pearl oyster is the Pinacoid maxima, with a roughly size of a dinner plate. For centuries, pearls have been a symbol of beauty and purity. Today, they are regarded as both classic and contemporary, coming in many more fashionable styles than your grandmother's traditional strand of pearls. A natural pearl necklace, compromised as matched spears, was a treasure of almost incomparable value. In fact, the most expensive jewelry in the world. Now we see pearls almost as accessories, relatively inexpensive decorations to accompany more costly gemstones in order to protect itself from irritation. The oyster will quickly begin covering the unified visitor with layers of nacre, the mineral substance that fashions the mollusk's shells. Layer upon layer, nacre of pearl coat the grain of sand until the incandescent gem is formed. South Sea pearls are characterized by their large size and warm luster.
Most of the shiny, blingy things that we use for jewelry come from deep in the ground, mined from the Earth's crust and polished into some of the world's most expensive rocks. But not your grandmother's pearls. As you probably know, those shiny things grew inside the highly calcified bivalve that we know as the oyster. So how did this happen? And why? Whether cultured by humans or naturally formed in the wild, pearl formation is the result of a simple irritant. Many species of bivalves, including mussels and clams, are capable of producing pearls when irritated, but only a few can form the shiny coating that makes them so attractive to humans. And oysters do it better than anyone else. In the wild, the irritant is just a small particle that makes its way between the oyster's soft tissue and its hard outer shell. You often hear about pearls starting with a grain of sand, but more often it's just a random bit of gunk, like a chunk of food that ended up in the wrong place. But no matter what it is, this foreign object can aggravate the oyster's soft tissues, much as a splinter in your skin or dust in your eye. So the oyster deals with this irritant first by surrounding it with a thin layer of protective cells, forming what's called a pearl sac. These cells then secrete a combination of proteins that form a kind of molecular glue around the offending bit of grit. The sac then starts releasing layer after layer of material called nacre. Also known as mother of pearl, nacre is mainly composed of a crystallized form of calcium carbonate called aragonite. Chemically speaking, it's the same compound as the oyster's shell, but that kind of calcium carbonate, called calcite, is more durable and arguably less lovely. Inside the pearl sac, the aragonite bonds with the base layer of protein glue, and then the layers start to stack up. These layers of nacre are what give the pearl its iridescence, but despite their smooth, glossy appearance, they actually have a slightly jagged texture. Scientists think this allows the pearl to be rotated easily by the flowing water, which in turn allows the coating to be distributed evenly. And since the irritant itself was probably irregular in shape and shifted around while it was being coated, most pearls aren't perfectly round.